And welcome in, everybody. I see we've got Zeph in here with first. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. 2 days since last incident. Lost our streak. We had such a good streak. What was it, 36 before that reset? Missed at the start of the stream. Hey, Squid, welcome in. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Alright, so we are working on... We need quick wire. We were looking at research at the end of the last stream. And there is something that I want to upgrade to... What's it? It's in my to-do list. Power switch. Yep. This is something I'd like to start setting up with my factory, so I'm able to go to a factory and shut it down if I need to for any reason. Or even set up clusters of factories, little campuses like we've got going on here. That if for one reason or another I need to shut it off, take it off the power grid, I just have one switch to do so. Nothing super urgent, but not terribly far from unlocking it. So we will start off right off the bat with Caterium ore. Which I believe we should have something, yep, out that way. I'm doing well, Squid. How are you doing today? Yeah, we've got some SAM on its own, not SAM, Caterium on its own out there that we'll want to, probably want to use for something else. Let's see what the purity is on this one right here. I'm gonna go get whatever jabs you can. Not quite sure what you mean by jabs there, Squid. Yes. Ah, vaccines, yes. Okay, fair. And it looks like we do have the miners required. So there's a couple of things that we can get out of this. We can get the quick wire, of course, which is the essential piece, but... We got some fart rocks. I'm gonna clean those up. Apparently that was close enough. Flu and COVID. You know, I don't know when my last COVID vaccine was. I think I probably am supposed to get it refreshed. No, fart rocks. Poison gas. Let me drop an assembler so we can take a look at the other recipe that I want, which is the AI limiter, which requires copper sheets as well. So quick wire and copper sheets. Just need the 2 nodes. Quick wire, we're gonna end up getting a lot of quick wire out of this node. So we can have it doing the sheets and, have it doing the AI limiters and the quick wire all from one. Like annual flu, but access is getting limited in some places, not because it shouldn't be taken, but because... yeah. So we've got a pure node here. We're going to end up getting 240 per minute out of this. And then down here for copper, we've got 1 impure, 2 impure. So we're gonna use both of those. Percent likelihood of spiders on stream? Not terribly high. I don't expect to be doing too much exploring today. Oh, no, you know what? It's 100% because my hope is to look at Sam later. But not at this point. Clean up some rocks. I need a different Sam. Yeah, so we're gonna be doing the factory build. I think... Actually... I think I want to bring the copper nodes here. Oh, I gotta get these off of here. So I'm gonna send those up here. And do kind of a bridged building. Rude. Oy. No, I could... Yeah, okay, I can... Oh, I thought I could reach it from there. Fine, we'll do the thing. What is... The slug exists, right? There it goes. Is this my new world? This is the world that I've been playing for the last... What is the number in the stream title? 13? Weeks? See how world grid lines up. I don't like how world grid lines up. Oh yeah, no, that's the new Minecraft world that I did yesterday. So these are going to be set up as ones for the moment. That went pretty well. We got our starter base set up. The basic dome I usually do. Okay, so that one I also want to just be the one. Ourselves back up here. No worries, Squid. Nobody is ever expected to catch every single stream every single time. And this is long-form content, and we all have lives to live. I appreciate that. See what we've got here. Six is what I want. 6 is what I want. The DM at your job asked if you wanted to come to another store today, and couldn't. Go one more this way. That's not gonna look right. Very much doesn't look right. Hey, Acorn, welcome in. Good to see you. So how do I want to do this? Because I don't like that overhang like that. Maybe I can work out something to do with it. We're doing well. We're working on Caterium today. We want to get some quick wire and some AI limiters being automated. Yeah, so I'm aiming for 6 wide. 5 wide I could deal with. I think that might actually work out to the 10 length that I need. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That is 10 in length. No, we're not at Sam yet. We're gonna do Caterium first, and then we'll do Sam later. So now what I want to do... want some inverted foundations. Let's see if we can get this all the way over. Oh no. We're okay. Ow. What's in here? Copper sheets. We can do copper sheets. finished a hard drive too, so we can absolutely... Not looking for either of those. Not looking for either of those either. Take care of those. Okay, so we've got the 4-meter foundations there already. Put them here as well. Should be able to come back down here. Leave 3 to fully clip that in. Go around the other side. You do want to be down here for this one. We'll do an inverted corner here. That's not quite going to do what I want it to do. So I think this comes out too wide for us to just keep going. Oh, maybe not. No, we're good. There we go. So that's the general idea there, to make that look grounded. And on this side, we're good. So we'll just repeat on the other side. Some quick access. Heading out the door for vaccines and coffee. Enjoy, Squid. Hopefully the vaccine doesn't hit you too hard. Let's see if that... Yep, that's in the right spot. Okay. And those can all be... Play Pat Benatar's Hit Me With Your Best Shot. I'm not set up to play any copyrighted music. Thanks, Jazz. Appreciate that. I got you, Squid. Alright, I need to be able to look from down here. Give ourselves a nice little building platform. Too wide is fine. That was meant to be vertical. There we go. Oh, squid. Okay. Fair enough. 157 glasses are coming off. Hang on 1 second. Alright, there we go. How long is my redeem for? I have to actually check the redeem to find out, because I never remember. 15 minutes. So I don't get my glasses back until 2:13. I think we're good. Oh, this is actually a spot where I need my glasses. I think we're good. I think that looks good. I hope that looks good. Alright, so that's the base of the factory. Their logistics floor. Our factory floor. Logistics floor above. Oh, this is actually messing me up. Wasn't so bad last time. Listening while you get your life together. No worries, Acorn. Appreciate you hanging out. I need to go grab some more concrete. Need a few stacks for this. Do I know where I'm going? No. Alright, thanks for stopping in, Squid. At least I can see well enough I can still read chat. Mostly. I gotta squint. Do 6 stacks. Alright, we'll head back over. Alright, those are our floors. Hang on, we'll do 2 there, so that's aligned correctly. That's aligned correctly. And that means that one has to be aligned correctly. It doesn't mean that. That is not a given. Man, research is done. Let's see what we got. Bolted frame or quick wire stator. Exactly the same things we got the first time on the last one. Fine concrete or quick wire stator. So we're getting close to the edge of what we can actually unlock with the alternate recipes. Alright, for the access point... let's do our pillars. So they're gonna help us landmark some stuff. This might end up being 3 floors. I think this is gonna end up being 3 floors. We gotta do the smelters, we gotta do the constructors. Quick wire takes a lot of constructors, I think. We'll see. We'll get it worked out. Okay. Two. Ah. Need my glasses for this. Just one. Just the one. Just to keep that even with floor level. Not the most balanced, but I think it works. Alright, and with those defining our center point, it'll be easier to find... no, 2 back. Where we want to put our stairs. Architecture... Where are the stairs? No, they're right there. They are. I really should do a blueprint for this. Alright, we need half foundations. Back to architecture. Safety railings. Okay. So quick wire will come in on this side. Caterium will come in on this side, and copper will come in on this side. 240 per minute on Caterium. Got the full 5 that way, but we are working at half points this way. 1, 2, 3. Since we're only 5 wide. Three. Spin, rotate 180. Logistics. Got 6. Oh, first, let's set these up just to see what our input and output looks like. So we have 45 going to 15 per minute. I'm going to drop this down to 10 to give us our even 8 split. Because 45 is not a factor of 240. Only need mark 1s for 10 output. So tired, Jazz. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I was up a little late last night, and woke up relatively early compared to how I usually wake up when I go to bed at 3 a.m. Yeah, no, that's how I want that. Stay up taking shots of tequila. Oh, you were having a party. No, that's the wrong one. So we are only gonna have 120 per minute on the copper coming in. And which direction was that? Yep, okay. So we only need 4 smelters for that. Copper smelts at a 1-to-1 ratio. $30, $60, $90, $120. Alright, we'll have constructors next floor up. Not on the logistics floor, though. So for quick wire, we take 12 per minute, and we make 60 per minute. So we have 80 per minute. $60 divided by 12 is 5. So yeah, we'll need all 8 for the quick wire. And I don't actually... So I have these set up in 4s. I don't think I need more than 4 constructors to process this. Ah, I do. Unless I overclock them. Because each constructor would need to do 30 to keep up with the smelter. How many power shards do I have? I could overclock them. We'll do it that way. That way this fits neatly into 2 equal-sized floors. I put my glasses back on yet. The answer does appear to be yes. It is 213. Okay. This will be copper sheets. Producing 15 per minute. And 60. Okay. And the last thing we'll need is assemblers. All right, hang on one second. Let me put my glasses back on. Oh, that's so much better. All right, for the assemblers, to make AI limiters, we need an input of 100 quick wire per minute and 25 copper sheets. We have 60 copper sheets. So that is a 5-to-1 ratio there and a 20-to-1 ratio there. 12 and 240. So that is half our quick wire is going to go to the AI limiters, and the other half of our quick wire is going to go directly to a dimensional depot. Now, if I overclock this to make 6 per minute, no, that's all of our quick wire. That's every bit of quick wire we've got. I think I'd rather cut that back to 5. Mmm. It's more than all of our quick wire. We don't need nearly as much copper as I've got set up. Yeah, 50, 200, 400. So we could set this up for 3, I guess, and do 75 copper sheets. No, hang on, I'm mathing something wrong. Hang on. That's 15 each for those, so this would only be 3 to do 4 of these. 60, 120, 240. Yeah, okay. That we can work with. So the trick we're gonna have here is getting 240. We're gonna have to work out the logistics of that, but we can do that. We can definitely do that. That's not aligned correctly. Here we go. Two, perfect. This is tight on the edge here. Alright. 3 per minute on each of these. We have no more than 60 per minute going into any of these inputs, so these are all going to be Mark 1 conveyor lifts. And I did not do the floor holes on these. The alignment here. Better. not bring those all the way up. This is just, when we snap the foundations to the pillar, it snaps to the center of the pillar. But it doesn't snap to the pillar in the same, at exactly the same amount as the pillar snaps to the foundation, so we can use that to raise these up by tiny units, tiny unnoticeable units to fix Z fighting issues. Oops. Or in this case, just an inconsistency. In these levels. So every time I do this, this foundation is just a little bit taller. Till it's above. Okay, happy with that. Alright, and now I need the location of my final output. If I put it over here, then I can easily get to it without having to build a bridge. So we need 4 wide, 3 deep. There are small pillars. Actually, I think we'll do 5 wide on this. And we'll do this edge over here as our platform to get to the actual factory. Just like that. Do organization, storage. We have the industrial storage containers available now. Something we can upgrade our other factories to later. And the awesome sink will be right here. So we're producing 400 quick wire. We're only pulling out 240 of that for our AI limiters. The AI limiters are definitely going to be tier 1. So that's going to leave us with 160 plus 12 AI limiters, and that puts us in the tier 3 range for the sink as well. So having that set up, we now know where the quick wire has to come out. And we can even set these up. This has to go on this side, because we've got the Caterium coming in on that side. Okay. We'll start from the end, work our way backwards. We have a merger right here. Mark 3. As does that. Left will be overflow, forward will be any. Same over here. Don't know if I have... I don't have everything I need for the SAM fluctuators. Let's see... We've got an ad break coming up as well. Oh no, this is the right direction. So let me see what I've got stored as far as SAM goes. Hopefully I can just sit and do some manual crafting while we're in the ad break to get the full SAM fluctuator set up. Alright, what's in storage? None of it? Really? Really? Okay, I'm gonna move over to the break screen. And we'll come back when the ad is done. Now is a good time to stand up, stretch, take a quick break, and I'll see you in a few minutes. And welcome back. Let's go grab some Sam. Clean some of this up. Ow. Rude. Automating this is what we'll be working on after the quick wire factory. Not quite gonna end up with the SAM fluctuators. Why is my E not working? Not sure what's going on there. That up as well. So I'll work on the rest of the logistics first, and then do the dimensional depot last, so if that takes us into the next ad break, I can do the manual crafting during the ad break. So those aren't essential for getting the factory up and running. How much of this are we producing? 60. It's just a Mark 1. And this is 10, 20, 40, 80. So this is a Mark 2. That doesn't go all the way up there. That doesn't go all the way up there. These don't go all the way up there. Hang on a second. I gotta reseat a keyboard switch. For some reason, my E key is deciding not to be responsive. How's that? Alright, that's better. I think we're gonna have that go all the way up to the ceiling. Pass by there. Let me do these first. Think. So we'll have a splitter here. This is going to collect from here. Yeah, okay. The output from here I'll bring around this way. So they'll both input from this side. And these are going to be sticking out this way, because I have to work around this floor hole. So we'll put a merger here. And we'll put a merger here. Hey, Koshko, welcome, man. Good to see ya. Hope you're doing well today. Alright, I'm gonna look at what my inputs are. Once again, only 60 copper sheets, but we've got 60, 120, 240 quick wire that are coming in. So that's going to be the Mark III. This is only a Mark I. Mark II, Mark III will split up into Mark II. And we'll have that run from over here. That's going to be very much on the edge here. Is it? No, it's not. It's going to go the whole way that way. And that's still Mark III. So, Koshko, to work, catch you up here, we're working on quick wire and AI limiters. And after this, we're going to start the early stages of the SAM fluctuator factory, but since we don't have manufacturers unlocked, I can only get as far as reanimated SAM. Oh, you know what? This is not going to be this simple. This is all connected now, right? Right. And the reason it's not going to be this simple is because we have 400 per minute quick wire that we're producing here. So this is going to be split up in a couple of ways. This is 80 per minute coming in. I have a blueprint for this. I don't know why I'm doing these one at a time. Alright, now for this piece, we are going to have to do this in a weird way. So 50 per minute. We're going to have 200 per minute coming down on each side here. Some merger. Per minute is Mark 1. It is going to immediately take us up to Mark 2. These as we usually do. And now this is where this is going to get a little funky. So I'm going to have the full 200 per minute hit here. But I don't think the merge is going to be there because we need to split this up. We need to take 40 out of this 200 per minute. So to do that, we're going to have a splitter. Full 200 per minute is going to go that way. And I'm going to have another splitter right here. This splitter's gonna do... So we're gonna send 60 per minute. Bottlenecked by this belt in this direction, and the other 200... Or the other one, Bah. Hang on, because I don't think I want to mess with that right now. I have a couple of mergers right here and right here. So this is going to split 3 ways. So this will be our 200 per minute. We definitely want. This is going to be 20 per minute. This is 220 per minute. This is another 20 per minute, and that's our 240. And then what we need is for the third split here, which is another 20 to go in there, and our 140 to hit here, and that's going to send 160. Send it that way. And that should do it. This floor's logistics should be done. We can move down and work on the smelters. These we'll definitely want to use the blueprints for. We want this one. Handling our Caterium input. $240 per minute. Blueprints. And our unloader will go right underneath. Unloader is producing 80 per minute. Mark II. Over here is going to be a little different. We don't have the 8-piece array. We have a 4-piece array. these will be handling a max throughput of 120 per minute. Until the output. So we'll have here, here, add plates. And that's the full logistics setup there. The last thing to worry about is getting our ore inputs, and then we can turn it on. Oh, we gotta hook up power, too. So for the ore inputs, we're gonna want to set up some walls. Got 2 nodes here. I think I want to have just centered on the wall right here. I'll do this way. Just like that. Do half foundations. No, we'll do full foundations. Bring that out too. Ow. And an inverted foundation here to make it look anchored. And we will not forget to click twice because we're in zoop mode. I believe got an alignment issue I don't like there. Okay. Nope. I think we're good. I think that's just where it's clipping. Alright, and we'll do vertical. Bring this down here. It's all for alignment purposes. Alright, let's see how that lines up. I think that works. Ooh, maybe not. Definitely not. Okay, so what we'll do instead of that... bring that out a couple. No, I want to do this as half foundations. In fact... let's line this up this way. Why not? Does not line up. Oh, those are not going to snap neatly. So we'll go this way. Get it all the way to the edge. That'll do. Perfect. I think I'm happy with that. And now we do the Caterium side. We're on build mode. Another portable miner. Maybe... we do direct. Yeah, we'll do it this way. I like that. Foundation. We're going to do another 2-meter foundation on each of these. And then we'll do inverted 2 meters. Logistics. So this is too tight. That's not going to look nice. What we want is to go one further. And that should stay parallel the whole way up. Perfect. Hold on to that just for a moment longer. Alright, another power line. Run it all the way up here. Say halfway up. And there'll be a connector on that column over there that we'll hit. Let's do the copper power as well. It's not staying, so I'm not worried about that clipping at the moment. And we'll send that up the back. Thanks for that, Jazz. Appreciate ya. Next to it. I want that cable to be straight. One more. There we go. That'll do. Nah. And just like before, it'll be halfway. Remove this, and there will be a column connector on that as well. So let's bring in power, and we should be good to go. Thanks to depression, you were able to get things. Depression got you earlier in the queue for jabbing? Does that work? There. And I'm gonna adjust the location of this. There's a new question on the forum being like, you gotta be these things to get COVID jab, despite all of us getting it. Helps protect folks, and depression was one of them. Okay. I guess that's a thing. Congratulations. On the jab, not on the depression. I missed. Not fall in the void. Yep, that clips. The one-time depression is good. I want to do central, so we're gonna make a pattern with the cables here. Oh, now we can't do that because the stairs are in the way. So we'll do it this way instead. And this works. There we go. I really should be trying to set up the rafters here. The way I intend to do this in the final design, but here we are. We'll have that for that connection. This around to the column. For this connection. Bring this all the way out. Bring this around to the column for this connection. Oh! No, we were connecting the other column. There we go. And for the last step, just bring in power. I'll do this from the column as well. This I want to line up. Doing here is getting a power tower. Hanging off the edge here we are, but not in a way that we can't just bring the column down. Looks good. Beat this. And we'll get our connection there. Have this go right here. And that's it. It's powered. Should be running. Yeah, there's the boot up. We should see these boot up in a moment. Oh, and Jazz said I got my meat put in freezer baggies and in freezer, started dishwasher, refilled water bottle, and made sandwiches. After dishwasher is done, need to make iced tea. It sounds like a plan, Jazz. So these should start running these in a moment. Bottleneck. Where's the bottleneck? Oh, no, the bottleneck is just that the, Never mind, there's a real bottleneck. Is there? No. No, it should be good. Yeah, okay, so what happened there was we have two miners that are producing copper. And so that first little bit, when there's a difference between when the first miner hits the merger and the second miner hits the merger, we don't have the full 120 rate, so it's just catching up to that. So we should be good on that. Give it a moment to let it figure itself out. These are running full bore. Well, that's a bottleneck. Oh, no, it's not. That's right. Those are Mark 1. I'm thinking of the, over there. That's Mark 2. This does perfectly fine. Saying 100% efficiency here. 100% here. 100% here. These might still say 98 or 99. Still says 98. Still says 98. Alright, let's do the last cleanup stages here. Well, design work, and then we need to get to working on Sam. this is new. I didn't notice we got that in 1.1. Out of iron rods, let's go grab those. We've got an ad coming up in about a minute or so. So we'll get back over here, switch over to break screen, and start manually crafting the sand fluctuators. And welcome back, everybody. Finish this up. I will put a set of stairs right there. Now, the rule in the US is if you have 3 or less stairs, you don't need hand railings. So I'm going to follow that rule here. I should say one is not required. Whether or not you actually need one for the purposes of actual safety, that's a different debate. I say the rule in the US, I actually don't know if that's a federal level regulation or if that's a state regulation. Or in the case of the context where I'm aware of this regulation, district, because that was from while I was still living in DC. Get a little platform for myself just to view the side of the building. I think I'm gonna leave that the way it is. Nah, we'll keep that. I think I'm happy with that. That looks good over on that side. Let's not jump before we fly. There we go. Alright, that side of the building is done. We need regular ramp walls for the stairs here and on the other side. And then we'll do the inverted ramp walls here. And here. And we'll leave that little bit of texture right there. And the last piece, we did the manual crafting during break. Let's start uploading our Caterium products. This factory's done. Next one we need is Sam. Just clean that up real quick. Make sure that's the only one. This, I'm wondering, do I have ladders? I do have ladders. So we have quite a deep cave to bring our Sam up from. And there's going to be some other materials required. So I will need that copper. We'll need some of the iron that we've got over here. For the actual factory, I think we'll start setting it up here. And this one, yes, we can do this on the world grid. The weirdest that's ever sounded. This is broken. That's not supposed to do that. I think I'll move this over one. So we can get rid of this rock. And, whoops. Now for this, we're going to do a 5x5 tower. And for the start of it, it's going to be incredibly simple. There's really only one stage to it. At least for the reanimated SAM. The SAM fluctuators, we're going to have to bring in pipes and copper wire. But for SAM fluctuators, for reanimated SAM, it's just, I'm losing track of what I'm saying. I know how to speak. I swear. For the SAM fluctuators, we need pipe and copper wire. Steel pipe and copper wire, but we will be using the iron pipe alternate recipe, so we don't have to worry about coal. But for the reanimated SAM, it is just a straight shot from SAM ore to reanimated SAM. And that's all we're trying to do here. For this, I'm going to bring a line all the way through. I'm actually going to create an overhead bridge. I think I want this to be... Hey, Wolf, welcome in. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. I'm going to do half foundations for this part. Hanging in there, better than yesterday, though. I'm glad to hear you're doing better. Ah, brain just hit a wall. Gotcha. So we're gonna do 1 meter from on top. We'll do the first one on top. Do 4 meter the rest of the way in. No, even higher. This is all just to get alignment. I want to play this game, but GOG doesn't have it yet. You try to avoid Steam? Or is it just because that's where you have all your other stuff? Yep, gotcha. I can't say I'm all too familiar with, the issues there. But I know they've got some stuff going on that people aren't particularly thrilled about. Welcome in, Carrot. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Let me see. There we go. Oh, that's halfway in there. That's not how I want that to be. Hang on. Understand that technically when you buy a game it isn't 100% yours, but if you're playing 70, 80, 90 for a game, sorry, but don't like that Steam can just rescind your access and keep your money. Yeah, I will say, I have some appreciation for Steam making some more of an effort to be more clear about what's going on there. Oh no, that was the right spot. And I personally don't feel entirely confident that it's that GOG or other companies do let you own the game, and more so just that they haven't been hit by the type of litigation that Steam's been hit by that's forced them to revoke access to the game through the Steam app. So my information is limited on that, so I can't really say anything with confidence. Ah. No, that helps. For sure. You know what? Oh, hang on. I can do... I really want to get this ladder so I have access up there, but I think I can just do it this way. Perfect. There we go. I like that. Walls. Basic wall. Go. It's complicated for sure, and 100% get the stance. We've made exceptions for Valve because of their history of fighting for the consumer. Yeah, so that is something that I've heard, I feel like I've heard a little bit more about. And that's why I've been relatively resistant to fully boycott Steam. But that said, there's also a part of me that wonders if that's kind of a naive understanding on my part, because I don't follow these things closely enough. If Steam is smart, they'll do that now instead of waiting, because GOG is killing it because of that difference. But Black and White, yeah, it's still currently just a license, and don't like that. Yeah, see, and that's the thing, is I don't know how long GOG is going to get away with, saying that you fully own the game, when it really is, I don't want to say the developers, the parent companies of the developers that really end up making these kinds of decisions. So, I don't know, just from my point of view, it feels like... It feels to me like Steam is kind of the wrong target for that. That it doesn't really make a difference, it just ends up... ends up hurting a company that really the only issue that they're having is that they're having their hands tied. GOG is fully transparent. They fought hard to work with the developers of games because their indies selection is also larger than Steam's. They're pro dev and pro player and have found a middle ground that allows for companies to make money but also not lose their base. Alright. That goes down that far before I have to find another platform. See, and this is where drones are going to be so helpful for me with this. Just two. I only need two. We need three. Oops. That needs to be curved. There we go. Ladders. Go. It's gonna give me a much easier way out. And that goes up to the point I want it to. Yeah, but it sounds like you said, that they were working on getting Satisfactory on GOG, so hopefully you get a chance to play relatively soon. Gaming in general has moved away from the past few years. Almost solely play a 16-year-old sandbox game. Yeah, I mean, until I started streaming, I haven't really given myself enough reason to play games lately. And honestly, I need to fix that. Well, we are fixing that. The other one you're investing time into is turning 10 next year. furniture, ladders. A little bit more. I'll make that tighter on this one. Might want to tighten up the other one as well. Do the drones help within here? The drones, well, quite simply, they transport by flight. And so what we get here is we get transportation that will take something with such a dramatic vertical difference, instead of having to do a whole setup like this, where I'm creating these little platforms, finding ways to anchor them, and then just building a ton of lifts. Yeah, that's how I want to set it up. A lot of people, once they unlock drones, they'll just use drones exclusively when they need transportation. But I'm trying to restrict them, restrict what transportation I use based on what my needs are. So where a lot of people will avoid trucks in favor of trains and drones because trucks are kind of buggy, no pun intended. I am trying to lean into them fully. Especially because trains get big and bulky. Alright. Miner Mark II. We put our power shards away. Upload those, we can use those later. We did not. We will be producing 240 per minute off of this. We no longer need this whole setup. Clip, that does not clip, but I do want to clear this tree out. Missed. These cables are going to be too steep that I'm not going to be able to use these for zip lining. But we've got the ladders for this. We're fine. Yep, and we're definitely attached to that down there. So I will place this at the point here. Use wall anchor to bring this all the way over here. And come back down. All the way out here, and that will be power for this factory. So we've got 240 SAM per minute coming in. Need to figure out where I'm putting my stairs. I'll put them over here. We need a 3x3 platform for the sink. Go. Stairway up. Organization, industrial storage. And we'll get her awesome sink. Wrong spot. There we go. Now, for 240 per minute coming in, that is how much reanimated SAM? 60, so that's still Mark 1. And that will only go down with upgrading the capacity of this. Yeah, and so this is very clearly way more space than is actually necessary for the production that we're doing. But if you missed it earlier, this will be upgraded to the full SAM fluctuators. We just don't have the correct production facility, the manufacturer, in order to have that set up. So, we'll just do a quick and dirty. Just to make things a little bit easier. We've at least got all the materials that we need to manually craft them. As long as we get this set up. Are those? They are. Nice. So to the left is going to be any, center is going to be none, and to the right is going to be overflow. Belt both ways. Be the cleanest logistics floor we've ever seen. Did I put those on backwards? I don't have to ask. I clearly did. No. That's correct. No, this is entirely correct. That's just supposed to be a merger. I know how to play this game, I promise. Don't ask who I'm trying to convince. It's 120 per minute up here. You have to set these to actually be creating them. Which means these are Mark II belts. There we go. That's it. That's the whole factory. I'm gonna have to dig hammer out to put plastic shelves together. Also annoyed that Jason mask can't be seen in the window during the daytime. Working on Halloween directions, Halloween directions. Halloween decorations, are you, Jess? Tie that in there. And we should see some Sam coming up this way relatively soon. Put it up last night, can see the mask at night, but not in sunlight. You know, I would almost argue that that's a good thing, Jazz. Because then people might miss that it's there, and might get a little more startled as a result. I think it's more fun. Hey, Lily, welcome in. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Oh, well, it just means the mask gets more light and will glow longer and more. Yeah, there you go. There go the constructors. So we are not getting the full throughput. And the reason for that is because I never fixed the upstairs lifts that actually input into the constructors. There we go. And that'll do it. Yeah, that took me a lot less time than I was expecting it to. Just cleaned up some stuff that needs to be put away, not cleaning until after inspection since they insist on wearing shoes in the house with no liners over them. House is basically clean now. That's good. Got all this SAM that I do not need. We are creating and uploading reanimated SAM. So we can dump this. Bit of inventory cleanup here. And we'll check on research, but I believe we've kind of hit a point where we can actually wrap up on time today. Upload that. Don't need these, or these, or these, or these. Don't need that anymore. I do need those because I'm about to do that research. So I need steel beams. I need AI limiters. Start this research.
Power switch unlocked. Fixit is proud to announce that the power switch facilitates power grid management through the application of the very latest advances in on-off switch technology. Fixit. It's fun to have power.
Alright, what else can I work with here? Quartz, I think we're going to make a priority for next stream, because I want to be able to start doing designs on these factories, and I need glass. Still not much we're doing with sulfur until we unlock the, until we unlock oil production. Getting near the point where I can make these a priority. Let me see, we can probably do that right now. I think we've got enough in storage. We don't quite have enough in storage. We're done with Caterium. Oh! I have the plastic. Get rid of that. Got a stack of 500 quick wire right there.
Research completed. High-speed connector recipe unlocked. New Caterium research available.
We'll need to get a bunch of quick wire at some point, and then we can move forward with those. Yeah, we're really at a point where we can just keep producing these like this. That is great. I'm gonna put my space elevator back down. I need to see what I need for the next... Ah, look how rough the frames are on that. I'm playing too long without a restart. Don't even have enough materials to build it. It's an issue for not today. We need to edit this because Caterium production is done. Alright, run through again. Not much I'm trying to do here. That's a late game unlock, but that we could probably do relatively soon. Probably next stream. Don't have what we need for that. Don't have what we need for that. We are going to need oil for that. Yeah, this is where quartz becoming a priority is going to be helpful. And I could feasibly do a few unlocks on this, but how much value do I get out of it? Really not much at all. The rifle, I don't tend to use the rifle very much. I don't feel like the damage reduction is worth it compared to the rebar gun, which is pretty high damage rate. Alright, so I think that wraps up what we're going to work on today. There we go. Put these away. I'll upload these, I'll upload these. Oh, can't upload those now. The other thing I should maybe look at doing is rebuilding my garbage disposal. So let's make a note on that. Quartz production. And quartz production will be a very good one to do ahead of material disposal, because that is definitely a building that we can sit and take our time on and just kind of make it look nice, because that's going to be where we spend our time, though. I'm going to end up moving the hub into that as well. So we'll hop back into the hub. 5 days since last incident. Go ahead and save. Hop over to my ending screen. And let's see where we're going today. I've got a few people live. I feel like it's been a while since I've sent y'all over to Charlie Brown, so I'm going to send you all that way. So there's our raid messages. We've got the first raid message if you are not subscribed, the second raid message if you are subscribed. Charlie Brown is currently on Crystal Point playing Minecraft. Crystal Point is a whitelist community, or a whitelist Minecraft SMP with others over there. And we've got Cow, Cat, Crypt. There's quite a few over there. Starfish, I believe, is the one that is in charge of it. So yeah, he's doing some building over there. Thank y'all for hanging out. I have some free time this week, so keep an eye out for some possible during the day bonus streams. Otherwise, my usual times next week. I do actually now have a Discord set up. If y'all want to hop in there, I might start I still thinking about potentially if I need to update my times during the weekends, and that will be where that discussion happens if I set up a poll or anything like that. But thanks again for being here, and I will see you all next time. Have a good one.